even if you are not experiencing anything bad, no? Because sex is not all about just sex. There's this thing of like sex starts in the morning, like throughout the day. What you do throughout the day leads to the evening. You know how now you get to, I think foreplay starts throughout the day. You touching me, maybe I'm passing by the kitchen or cooking, and then you like hit my butt, which is my favorite thing, by the way. I love it. You know, those nice touches, non-sexual touches, creates intimacy in the relationship also. Whether you are dealing with problems or not, I think that's more comforting someone, but not even that you need to be comfortable. On a normal day, just come, your baby sitting in the sitting room there, come give her a kiss. Or you are working somewhere, hold her hand, squeeze her a little bit, pat her on the shoulder. Maybe I'm cooking in the kitchen, come give me a hug from behind. Those kind of stuff just creates intimacy in the relationship, and yeah, it creates a thriving marriage, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, moving on to number 5. Hi family, welcome back to our second episode of the book club, the book review, and today we are joined by my boyfriend Konjowa Mungunda. It's not the first time that he's on the channel. He did a 15 minutes video where we got to know him a little bit better. You guys were probably wondering, who is this guy to me? Is he my boyfriend? Is he my husband, my friend, or so? Well, he's my boyfriend. You were probably also like,
yeah, I was wondering why you never introduced me in the first video. But, oh well,
I know.
They know.
Yeah, well, I didn't do like a proper introduction. I think it's because also we were traveling and whatever, everything was just creation actor. But he's my boyfriend, and you guys will be seeing a lot of him on this channel, as we'll also be doing a lot of family vlogs now, which I am enjoying doing, even though I found them hard, but they're cool, right? Alright, so to get into it, in today's episode, the book club, we are reviewing The Big Leap by Hendricks. I totally love this book. I couldn't put it down. It has all the guts, like all the nuggets.
Yeah, and you might be wondering who's Hendricks. Hendricks is a psychologist, a book writer, as well as a teacher who specializes in the field of body intelligence, and he studied at the Stanford University in the United States of America, and that's where he's also born, in Leesburg, Florida, United States of America. He's born on the 20th of January 1945, and yeah, he's been married for 30 years. That's a lot, yeah.
It's a lot of years, and that's my boyfriend for you. He will go into details. The way you just introduced to that guy, clap. I wouldn't even have gone into such details. But I totally love that he has been in a thriving relationship. I think he's like really a life coach and relationship coach mostly.
Yeah.
And that is something that we also want for ourselves, right?
Yeah, right.
We want thriving relationships. We want a thriving, we want to thrive in our love, in our careers and stuff like that. So if you feel like that's also the goal that you have for your relationships, maybe, or just your career and your life, you want to be happy and just live in fulfillment, then do stick around and watch this video with us.
Yep.
Alright, so let's jump right into the book. This book emphasizes on how we create stumbling blocks once we have finally reached our success, or we're doing great in our career, you're just happy, you're doing great in your love life. And so we as humans, we have this tendency to self-sabotage ourselves by creating stumbling blocks or barriers that comes in forms like old beliefs or old habits that just stops us from experiencing that happiness, that moment of fulfillment, right? So Gay calls these limiting beliefs and these bad habits of bringing ourselves down as the upper limit problem, when we are up there, right? He shortens it as the ULP. And most of the most important barriers that he mostly digged into in this book is, number 1, the false belief that we are fundamentally flawed No, we are bad in something or in some way. We're just bad people, or we are just bad at something. We can never get something right. That is a fundamental flaw that we just kind of have maybe from childhood also.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of these beliefs that limit you or triggers you once you get to the top or the peak of your performance or in whatever career you are. I think most of it or some of it is formed by child trauma, and this comes by things that you were told when you were a child. It might be from a friend, from a brother, from your parents, things such as you like to sleep, you're too slow, you're weak, you're this, you won't reach the height of your success and all. So these are the things that always keep hunting you, they keep coming back.
Yeah, it pulls you back.
Yeah, but I think the most important thing one should always have is the genuine belief about yourself or what you're going through, what's really going on in your mind. I think that's how you can win that doubt, spirit of doubt, or that feeling that triggers you.
Yeah, and we should also currently be aware of what we tell our children, at least. And this is how we actually break generational, not curses really, but generational curses. This is how we change generational poverty and curses by changing this Generation Z now, and by installing now the right beliefs, so that when they get to their heights, when they grow up, at least we have done our best, right? And that's a good thing about reading books and getting this knowledge, right? We now know how to actually raise our children better, So it starts from when the kids are small, like Jordan and Noshi. We know now we have to not keep on installing these beliefs in them, like, oh, you sleep too much, you're lazy, you're just a bad girl, you're so mean and stuff like that. So when they become successful, say even in their relationship, right, they have that belief that I'm actually a mean girl, or I'm actually a mean person, I'm a lazy person, so I won't even help my wife to clean the house and stuff like that, right? And that creates power struggles in relationships as they grow up, and even what we also experience in relationships, right? Okay, so the second barrier that he digs into is also that we have this false belief that by succeeding, we are also leaving people behind, right? Or we are outshining other people that are close around us, that are in our surroundings, maybe our bigger sisters or bigger brothers. So you don't want to outshine these people. Once you have succeeded, you have done great in your career or so, you have the money right now and stuff like that. You don't want to leave people behind that are struggling. And you don't want to come off as, you are showing off with your money, and so you don't actually, you hold back, you limit yourself from enjoying that success and that happiness.
Yeah, but I think that should be addressed before or while you're in the process, that, you know what, guys, I am going through this and this is where I'm heading to. And for a short period of time or for this period of time, I will put you guys aside, or I will have to get to the height of this level. And I think what's most important is just talking about it, making it clear to your spouse, your friends, your partner, or your family members that, you know what, I'm going to have to reach this certain level, and when I get there, don't get this and this out of it. I am just
don't get this funny idea that I'm leaving you behind, or don't get this funny idea that's what they say. So but then we also want to respect our elder sisters and our parents. So somehow we still end up limiting ourselves, or we start hiding. When you take a vacation and you are maybe enjoying your money, you start not uploading some pictures because kind of a thing. So that's how we actually limit ourselves. This is what Hendricks says, right? These are the two most barriers, no? So number one was that we believe that we are fundamentally bad people, that we just have flaws and we can never actually be or reach those heights. And number two is that we don't want to outshine other people, and we don't want to be in that environment where we are just happy and enjoying our money because we just feel guilty, right? And I think I've talked about it also in one of my videos before. Okay, and moving forward, it's actually very crucial that we understand what limits us personally. Like, what limits me? What is my belief? No?
Yep.
And that actually limits me when I reach that moment, okay? And or what is your limit as well? Because if this is not addressed, if you don't have that self-awareness, I believe it will also cause power struggles in the relationship, and then that's how you start having small little arguments around the house.
I mean, relationships doesn't only have to be relationships when with a partner. It also triggers relationships such as your spiritual relationship with God, or your physical relationship with just your body itself, or your relationship with your mental and emotional. It triggers a lot if such things are not addressed.
100%. And also sometimes you deflect even compliments, right? Just because you don't want, I mean, you have worked hard, maybe say for your fitness, you like your body, and somebody compliments you that, oh wow, Concha, you look so good, I love your muscles and stuff like that, and that's how, like, you deflect the compliment instead of just saying thank you very much. You go on like, yeah, but I've been tired these days and I just feel like I actually gained a little bit. So instead of just experiencing that moment, like taking in that good energy, like you just received a compliment, say thank you and move on.
I think that happens often with me.
It does?
Oh yeah, especially when it comes to fitness. I mean, there are times where I feel like, I'm not doing enough with my workouts, but then someone sees me and they're like, oh bro, look at your arms, look at your
There's
chest.
always someone else who notices.
I'm like, no guys, look, I am not even happy. I've just been working out for 3 weeks, but others can see the progress, but just because you don't believe what others are seeing, you break yourself down. And that's something we need to learn to address. Or someone might give you a compliment in other areas, like, oh bro, oh you look good, man. I guess you're working, you have a nice
like
job.
you have money now.
But then maybe in that season you're not having a job. You need to take that as a compliment, and
maybe it's something
and manifest that into your life.
Manifest that.
Very important. Really focus on what other people are saying about you, especially when it's positive and you're not in that specific area of your life
at the moment.
I think it's important to take that in, manifest it, work it, so that the universe can connect with you and it can come to reality if you believe in it.
Be optimistic, live in that energy of positivity, just receive it, don't deflect it. And I think those are the barriers that the book is talking about, that we always bring ourselves down to earth while you are, looking good, doing good. We don't want to receive that happiness or just to be in that good energy kind of a vibe. And it really causes so many struggles, right, in our relationships and so on. Alright, so he was kind enough to share 6 suggestions, and those 6 suggestions are: number 1, Babe, can you read it for us?
Number 1 is, make sure you take plenty of time for yourself in a space apart from your partner. It could even be in the next room, so long as the intention is to nurture the independent part of you. So literally you should invest in taking some time away from the relationship. Like I should spend time separately on myself, and then you separately take some time off and just mature that your self-independency, so that I think you can even show up fully in the relationship, right? And the intention being.
The intention should be clear. It should be, like, you should have that intention, because I feel like we usually actually do that. I wake up earlier. I have this morning routine. I wake up earlier. I sit separately in the sitting room while people are still in their rooms, and I listen to gospel music and have my Bible study time. And I think that is taking time separately from everyone else around the house, or sometimes even when I'm at the gym, when I go to the gym alone and I'm working out separately, that is taking time for myself. But then I didn't have that intention before, that I am doing this because I want to show up separately from conjure on my own, so that when I come back to conjure later, I can show up as a better person and a happier person, right? So the intention is important that way, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and then do you also take some time off?
Yeah, I guess I do, but not with the same intention as to, like, I'm going from the relationship, I'm taking a day off.
Yeah,
so
it was unconscious.
yeah, it happens unconsciously. But when you come back, you find that things are still the same, because your intention of leaving the place was
not clear. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the ways on how you can show up better and happier in the relationship. And then number 2.
Yeah, point number 2. Put a priority on speaking the microscopic truth, especially about what is going on in your emotions. Get skilled at simple microscopic truths such as I am sad, I am scared, and I feel angry. Yeah.
So literally communicating.
Yeah,
communicating your emotions.
Yeah. Communicating about feelings, dreams, desires, and other inner experiences create deeper intimacy in relationships.
Yeah, instead of holding your emotions back.
Yeah.
Communication is key. We always say that, right? So whether it's bad emotions or you're feeling bad, sad about something, you say it out. And I think maybe at that moment. And that is something that I had to exercise. Yeah, I wasn't good at it at all, and I think I'm still working on it. But I feel like I got better now with that when it comes to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in our relationship.
And I think it's important to always take note of what your spouse or your partner is saying. Sometimes it can be very simple words like, oh, I'm tired. I don't know if I'll make it.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I think I need to go sleep. Like,
yeah.
If you pay attention to those little things, you will get to trigger or get to know what's really happening into their lives or their emotions or their minds.
Yeah. And maybe even show up as a better partner and maybe assist them a little bit and help them a little bit and stuff like that. So it's important to share our emotions and even our desires, our visions, our dreams, because at the end of the day we are co-creating. We are building our relationship together. So I need to know your desires for life and be a supporting partner, right? And also goes in with not even like just relationship, like in relationships, but also even with your family and with your friends. And I feel like with my friends, it's still a muscle that I have to exercise. I think I am normally an extroverted introvert. I am an introvert. I am an introvert who fight far. So when it comes to like arguments or people are just having maybe these like maybe arguments and stuff like that, and I tend to keep my emotions, like I shut down, like I limit myself instead of just saying out loud like I am sad right now, this makes me angry, right? So it's a muscle that I have been training with you, and I feel like I'm doing better with him. And he even says that I talk too much now because I express myself better now with him, but it's still a muscle that I have to train around my friends. I've noticed that I have to be more open to sharing my feelings, So yeah, but when it comes, you actually share a lot.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I do share a lot, but...
Huh? Especially your visions and your desires.
Exactly.
Yeah, so okay, number 3.
So yeah, number 3, when emotions are in the air, as they often will be in close relationships, don't try to talk yourself or your partners out of them. Eliminate phrases such as please don't cry and there's nothing to be angry about. Feelings are to be felt, so encourage each other to go through a complete cycle of emotions. Oh my god. When you're crying, I won't stop you. I will encourage you to cry as long as
those feelings are out. I think it's really actually a crucial thing. Feelings are definitely to be felt at that moment, because then if you don't do it, you blow up at some point. Yeah. And I think it's something that I've also been kind of wanting to install in my kids, especially Noshi, who's smaller, even Jordan, right? you know, when we tend to stop them like, oh, why are you crying? Stop crying. Like, just let the child feel that. Like, let the child cry and stuff like that. So, as we say, it starts from small. It starts from us teaching our kids. And sometimes when we teach our kids, like, we know what is better, we forget to even do these things ourselves.
Exactly.
Have you ever stopped me from crying or feeling anything? Not that.
Maybe.
He always, actually he does. Actually he does. You'll be like, oh, what? Yeah, I do cry. I do cry. So I'm a very emotional person. I think like when I'm expressing myself, I tend to just cry. And that's why I limit myself from expressing myself when we are in arguments with people that maybe I'm not comfortable with or something like that. About it, because that and that's what the book is saying, by limiting ourselves, right? So I limit myself totally from experiencing or creating that true relationship, even with my friends or with family, because then I cannot express myself fully, which is not a good thing. So it's still a muscle that I have to train. Yeah. So okay, number 4.
So point number 4: give yourself and your partner plenty of non-sexual touch. Sexual touch is great, but humans need non-sexual touch in large quantities. A loving hand squeeze or a touch on the shoulder communicates love and caring in ways no words can.
Yes. Who is for that? Are you guys for that? You guys should actually go and write your point of view as we like in the comments later, right? Don't forget to comment, and also don't forget to subscribe. But yes, no sexual touch at all, but also more non-sexual touches.
Yeah, but I think this point number 4 refers to specific situations. Let's say, for instance, you lost a loved one, or you just heard that, oh no, you're suffering from a disease or something. I mean, who would want to approach someone in a sexual manner in such a situation? But then there are times, I guess, where we are having a situation in the relationship, and then maybe you about to get emotional and all. Maybe the way I can approach you or surprise you or just make you calm down is just by giving you a kiss, and you're like, oh my god, he's kissing me in the middle of a situation. He can't see that I'm serious. Sometimes it really turns the other person on his emotions, like, oh my god, this guy is just...
He's not being serious. He's not.
So let's try non-sexual touches, such as the shoulder, giving a hug, you know.
But I should also say But I should actually also say that maybe as you said, in some situations, but mostly also, even if you are not experiencing anything bad, because sex is not all about just sex. There's this thing of like sex starts in the morning, like throughout the day. What you do throughout the day leads to the evening. You know how now you get to, I think, foreplay starts throughout the day. You touching me, maybe I'm passing by the kitchen or cooking, and then you like hit my butt, which is my favorite thing, by the way. I love it. You know, those nice touches, non-sexual touches, creates intimacy in the relationship also. Whether you are dealing with problems or not, I think that's more comforting someone, but not even that you need to be comfortable. On a normal day, just come, your baby sitting in the sitting room there, come give her a kiss. Or you are working somewhere, hold her hand, squeeze her a little bit, pat her on the shoulder. Maybe I'm cooking in the kitchen, come give me a hug from behind. Those kind of stuff just creates intimacy in the relationship, and it creates a thriving marriage, right?
Exactly.
So moving on to number 5.
So point number 5. After soaring to a new height of intense intimacy, bring yourself back to the ground in a positive way, such as earth dancing, taking a walk on the surface of the earth, or cleaning out a closet full of your earthly possessions. Yeah.
Is that even a thing?
Yeah.
Like say we had like an intense intimacy, like sex or whatever. We made love and stuff like that, like intensely. So we need to, after that whole process, we need to bring ourselves back to earth. Is that what it's saying?
Take a walk. Relax, bring your sense back, bring your mind back. Because I would say sometimes you get stuck into that sexual atmosphere, or if I may put it, whereby you just want to do it for the whole week, although you just feel like, oh my god, I'm just sexual. My sex drive is high this week, I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah.
So things such as taking a walk or meditating or just getting your hands to do something, take a book, read after having an intense sexual, not sexual, but intense intimacy.
Yeah.
I think it's very important. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is also saying is that if we don't do that, if we don't find a way to bring ourselves back by taking a walk or even cleaning your space or so, we try and, because now we are on the upper level now, we're excited, we've been experiencing this intense love and whatever, so we tend to start these old beliefs again, or we tend to start like a fight and stuff like that, because then you are maybe high, like maybe your dopamine is all over the place, flashed.
Yeah, and I think this is what point number 5 mostly applies, not applies, but I think point number 5 looks at the level of your height, not in success but where you are in life. This has to do more with your mental intelligence. For someone who would say, I'm almost 40 years old, I never took a walk after having sex, I never did this after having this.
Yeah.
But it's because you're not aware of it, you don't understand what is actually happening. But when you are at a specific level of your life, or you're in an area where you're busy reading books and you can connect the dots, and your level of understanding, oh my god. So every day after sex, at least I should go for a walk. If it's too late, I'll go in the bathroom, take care of my beard, take care of my face, take a shower, lay in the bathtub. Yeah.
That's why it's very helpful to read books, guys. Just getting this 2 nuggets, 2 cents from other people's experiences now. So yeah, I'm just glad that we are honored to get to do this with you guys. Like, read these books and review it with you guys, for those that not really do a lot of reading, So yeah, moving on to point number 6.
So point number 6 is a little bit long, but please bear with me.
Okay.
Cultivate at least 3 friends with whom you can form a non-upper limit conspiracy. You will not spot each other running upper limit behaviors such as worrying, getting sick, having accidents, and so forth. And your conspiracy will gently remind each other that you can create the quality of your life experience out of your beliefs. You'll remind each other to examine those beliefs to make sure they are giving you room for ultimate success in love and life. When you trip and fall, as we all tend to do from time to time, you and your core conspiratory will remind each other to take a deep breath, center yourself, and open up again to feeling more loved, abundance, and success than you've ever been enjoyed before.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed before, yeah?
Okay, so accountability partners. Literally. It's literally talking about accountability partners, right? You should have accountability partners, you should cultivate at least 3-4 friends that can always stop you when you are upper limiting yourself. The upper limit, the ULP. When you are thriving in your career and then you start worrying over unnecessary worries, and you can always have that friend who will remind you to say, girl, you have been doing great, you are amazing, you should enjoy this experience, you are doing great. They remind you to just have that positive energy and enjoy your life, right? So Yeah, and I can actually say I am blessed to have those kind of friends in my life. No?
Yeah, and I think as for someone that has been, doing sports for a while, this happens often, especially when in the rugby, when you're playing rugby and you're losing actually from the other team. You tend to have sometimes like emotional anger or whatsoever, but then there's always that one friend that always comes up, and sometimes you're looking down, your shoulders are down, you just
while in the game.
Yeah, he just pushes up your chin like, yo, we got this. Let's do it. We still got time, and then you always get that momentum. Like, okay, at least
you wake up from that worry or
right here. They're giving me support. So
yeah. So
go
it's
into
necessary to have accountability partners, your friends that can just help you live in that moment in positivity. So surround yourself with good friends, and surround yourself with friends that at least have the same vision for you, that understand you, that have good, that they want good for your life. Some friends are just weak. Let's just say, choose wisely. Okay, choose wisely, because we do need people in our life if we really want to thrive in all areas of our lives, whether it's relationships or whatever. You find some friends that you come to them with your problems, say relationship problems, and they go behind your back and start talking about that, like in a way of like laughing about it, right? Instead of looking at the positive side of maybe your relationship and say, but Lucia, there's also much of this positivity. So no relationship is all sweet and honey and harmony. There's always going to be fights in relationships, right? But if you have a friend that can remind you of that can support you that way, you'll be thriving. You'll be having thriving relationships, thriving careers, and so that's where the 6 suggestions, right?
Yeah. With all that said, don't forget to grab yourself a copy of Gay Hendricks, The Big Clip. It's a very interesting of the Big Clip. This book is written by Gay Hendricks. As I said, is a man that really studies body intelligence, so that you need to be really top notch.
He loves that.
Yeah, like reviewing or going into details of people of high intelligence. It's very interesting to get to know them. So get yourself a copy, and
I will also recommend the book totally. So get yourself a copy. You can buy it from Amazon. I bought it from Amazon. So this actually, obviously, it's a small short video. We cannot talk about everything. We cannot finish. I cannot really explain the whole book to you. There's so many more nuggets that he went deep into. So it's definitely a book that I would recommend, and there are definitely chapters that I will still go back to and reread. So it's a total recommendation. So that's it from this book review. We always surprise you with the next book review, so we won't say which book will be next. Just wait for it. For now, if you're gonna buy the book, hoot up. And thank you so much for joining, babe.
Yeah, sure.
We did it. He's definitely gonna come back again, right?
I'm not sure.
Wait, what? Okay, he's definitely gonna come back. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like
and comment.
You still have to get used to a lot of this. So from us to you, peace and love.
Cheers.